All right, we are live again on another episode of Sight Reading Maverick. So, welcome to everyone who's joining me today. I do want to just put a call out there. As I put in my notes, I'm testing out a couple different audio settings on Zoom. I'm hoping that's going to make the quality a little bit better. So do give me feedback if there are any odd issues. Yeah, so we'll see what happens today. I am not a tech guru in case you hadn't gathered. So this stuff kind of terrifies me. Anyway, let's get on to the music because I think that's a lot more fun than technology. Oh, and Roland is here. Hello, Roland. All right, so I do have in the box below the screen that you're watching a list of the lineup for today, and I'm already going to switch it up a little bit just because I'm feeling feisty, I suppose. So I'm going to swap the first one and the last one on the list. So I'm actually going to start with Gurlitt. So we're going to start with Cornelius Gurlitt's Sonatina in D major. This is his Opus 54, number 4. All I know of Gurlitt is that I'm pretty sure he wrote a lot of student pieces, beginning piano pieces, and that type of thing. So I don't know if this particular sonata falls into that category, but we'll see. It looked like a good way to warm up as I was loading it onto my iPad. So, all right. First movement is Allegro non troppo, and it looks like it's just about 2 pages long. 4/4, D major. Looks very classical. We've got some 16th notes, but not a lot of them. And the 16th notes are not even scalar passages. They're more like the little trilly things. So I should be able to take this at a nice clip. We'll see. Got some dotted rhythms, sort of. Yum, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. So what am I going to do? I think if there's anything else I need to look. Oh, there are some interesting things, very imitative. But then the right hand just joins in an octave, so that shouldn't be too bad. A lot of octave stuff. I mean, things that are an octave apart. I can't talk today. Okay. Hopefully I can read. We're gonna do two. Yeah, actually I'm gonna do this in more in two. 2, 1. I flipped the page and it was all in bass clef. I was a little bit astonished and caught off guard there. Oh, Helene is here too. Hello, Helene. It's good to see you. I guess I don't see you. I see your little picture. All right, that was really delightful and actually a good thing to start off sight reading. Pretty straightforward and predictable, except for when you flip to the end and it's all in bass clef. All right, the second movement is Adagio molto sostenuto. And interestingly enough, it looks like it's in B flat major. So that's kind of interesting in a D major sonatina to now be in B flat major and in 4/8. So let's see how that goes. 16th notes, but of course, if we're in 4/8 Adagio, those aren't very fast. What else? Really interesting. Actually, the left hand has a pretty decent roll. It's not just merely accompanimental. I like that. We have several places where it's marked con gran espressione. I like that too. So let's see how this goes. 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 4. I liked that too. That was delightful. All right, last movement, I think, is only one page. It's only one page. Allegretto scherzando. And this looks like it has more 16th notes. There is a pretty fancy run at the beginning and the ending. So I'm looking and noticing that, unless I'm completely mistaken, I'm not. I'm a little, it's a little deceiving because the second time around, there's some accidentals that are written in that are not written in the first one, but it's just because we changed key right before the last one. So they're complementary accidentals, but they are the same thing. It's an arpeggio in D going up and then a D major scale coming down. So hopefully I can handle that. I don't know, depends on my mood. And allegretto scherzando, let's really go for a scherzando, a playful feel. So I don't want to do it too slow. He even has scherzando marked in the middle of this too, as if we've forgotten to be scherzando. Um, and there's a fingering marked in this nasty run, so I'm quickly making sure that it's a good fingering. Okay. Ah! I got caught off by the end, caught off guard by the end. That's great though. I felt like the run should go on for longer. I think that's why I was partly thrown off. That's a really charming sonatina, and I don't know if he wrote more of those, but I'm always looking for good pieces for adult learners and students, and I think these would definitely qualify in that category, and really good sight reading material too. So, yay. So, thank you for that recommendation. All right, so now we're going to go back and get back into the correct order, hopefully. The next request has me very, very curious. So this was a request from a friend on Twitter, and it's Friedrich Nietzsche's lach, doch, and I forgot, I was going to look up what that means. Shoot. If anybody quickly can translate lach, doch, for me while I'm jabbering, that would be really helpful. Because here's why. In this score, it's only 1 page long. It's in E minor, but there's no tempo indication at all. So I can just guess based on the material that I'm presented with, but it would be really handy to have some idea of what this title means to give me a clue. I don't see. Oh, please smile one time. That is so interesting, Roland. Thank you. Okay. Please smile. That is a really strange title, but perhaps coming from a famous philosopher, that's not too surprising. Okay, that doesn't help me with tempo though. Please smile for once. Okay, well, all right, we'll figure it out. Thank you, Roland. There's a lot of left hand is going to be crossing over the right hand. So that's one vote for not doing it too fast. It's in minor, so that's also another vote for not doing it too fast. It's by a philosopher. He's probably profound. That's another vote for being a little slower. There's a turn in here. Oh, I don't think it should be fast. Okay. We're going to do, I'm going to base it on this rhythm. So we're going to do 1. Oh, and I should have said, so in here it looks like it's very chordal in the right hand, and left hand has just a very regular rhythm about it. So Pretty straightforward. All right. 2, 1. I don't know. What do you think? There was some really beautiful harmonies in there, and yeah, turns of harmonies. So that was a really good read. There was one spot where I'm sorry, I totally. Oh, here it was. I played the. I played a. I don't know what I did. I did something really wrong, but anyway, hopefully it didn't matter. That was great. I am thankful for that recommendation. So Nietzsche, who would ever guess? All right, next on the program is by Bizet. And let's look at it. This is called The Return. This is from a collection of French compositions that Louis recommended. And this looks a little bit daunting. Okay, let's kind of unpick this here. So we've got 5 flats. It's in D flat major, at least it starts in D major. Allegro vivace, that's not going to happen. Apparently this is based on a poem about the Rhine River, Songs of the Rhine. Okay, so we've got left hand accompanimental, and then 16ths, and then on top of that a melody. So the 16ths, especially in this alto line, I think concern me a little bit, but it's in the 5 flats too. But I think we'll manage. What I'm going to do is when I have 5 flats, I really just try to remember all the black keys, which seems really basic, but oh well, it usually works. So because of this alto line, that there's a lot of this alto line that looks a little bit daunting. So that is going to be something I'm going to feel like I can let go of if I need to, because I really want to concentrate on this melody, which looks like it almost always, if not always, is in that soprano voice. Towards the end, yeah, there is all of a sudden the right hand drops out and there's this quite a nasty little line in the left hand in 16ths. And it's a little distracting because the editor put in a fingering for each note. So then the melody comes back in the right hand whilst that stuff goes on in the left hand. So what I'm going to probably focus on is the melody and the downbeat of the left hand. So that's going to be my goal. I have no idea what to expect. Okay. Oi! I love a good challenge. 1, 2. Okay, so I obviously left out tons of notes in that. And I really did kind of try to stick to my strategy of focusing on the melody. Fortunately, that melody at the beginning returns several times. So especially as I got later on in the piece, I had it somewhat in my ear. So I was also using recall to help me get through that. And then, yeah, just literally trying to grab the first note in the left hand of each measure, just to kind of keep a harmonic underpinning going. Whew, okay, that was a challenge. Another piece in this volume, let's see if how this one is. By Gabriel Faure, which sometimes makes me nervous. This is his Romance Without Words, Opus 17, number 3. I'm glancing at it. This is in A flat major, Andante moderato, yay. This looks very melodic. Left hand has accompaniment. it looks visually a little awkward at this spot, but it's actually the same pattern, just notated differently. The right hand, we have some odd hand distributions. So I'm just not going to worry about it very much, getting this alto line. I'm just going to focus on the melody. That's usually my theme, focus on the melody. Oh, Louis said, bravo, you read the Bizet very well, even though there are a lot of notes. Thank you. It was a good challenge, so thank you for that. All right. So tempo. I think this accompaniment pattern is going to be crucial in deciding a tempo. It does say, there's a hint, it's a quarter note equals 60. And then the melody, of course. Let's try that. Might be a little fast and I may have to adjust as I go. Let's see. That seems really beautiful. Yeah, a little bit awkward for me, and I really, as you could probably tell, was having a hard time coming from finding a tempo that felt right to me. So I don't know. We'll see how it came over. Let's see. Oh, hi, Sandra. She said this score for the Faure is from when he was still alive. He died 97 years ago. That's really interesting. Okay, so the next piece that Louis requested from the same book is by Cécile Chaminade. And this is a piece called Sea Piece, or Sea Piece, I guess is what it is. And yet, based on yet another poem. So let's see. The hours I have spent on thy bosom, O sea, by memories fond, are endeared to my heart. Their life-giving sweetness will never depart through, oh, though years a full 100 shall pass over me. Nice, nice. All right, so lento 6/8, G major. There are a lot of fancy figurations in here that look like waves. Rhythmically, I need to kind of figure out what's going on. Okay, it's actually not that bad. So that's good to know. And whenever these figurations occur, they're very similar to one another, kind of playing around arpeggios. Oh, and it does switch to G minor in the middle. Trying to find a tempo. It gets fancy again. This should be very interesting. All right. Does it give, oh, it says eighth note equals 112. Ah, so really not, yeah, so it is lento. We'll see. 4, 5, 6. had not heard that, of course. And yeah, I liked that. Very interesting. I think if I were to perform it in the middle section, I would definitely push that tempo ahead a little bit. Um, so, but yeah, that was really fun to explore. So thank you, Louis, for all three of those requests. Really good. I tend to shy away from French music for some reason in terms of sight reading, just because a lot of times I don't think I can do it. Anyway, so that's good. What is Sandra saying? Oh, yeah. It is a really old edition. That's what she was just trying to say, that this collection that Louis recommended these pieces from is a really, really old edition. So old, in fact, that Faure was still alive and composing when this edition came out. So anyway, Louis said kudos. Thank you. That's great. Okay, next on the list is something different. So this is going along my lines of featuring a composition by either a Twitter friend or somebody that sends me a request of a piece that they have written and that they would like to hear on the piano. And this is by Roland Bouman. And this is his Invention on 12 tones. About a month or two ago, I read one of his other compositions that was a 12-tone piece based on 12 tone. And this is as well, but this is an invention that he wrote using, I think, the same tonal row as that other piece was. Roland is here, so he can correct me if I'm wrong about that. So we'll see what this is like. So an invention, like Bach, so both of the hands are going to be kind of mimicking one another, but based on a 12-tone row. So let's give it a shot. Tempo indication is quarter note equals 120. I might go a little bit under that, we'll see. Okay. So how I'm gonna do it. When I have something really imitative, I do try to just keep in my mind, I look for the imitation to help with the sight reading of it. So let's see how it goes. And I'm gonna try not to use pedal because there really should be no need. I should look through. Similar rhythm throughout. And then here it does change a little bit. Okay. Lots of accidentals. So there's no key signature, of course, because we're dealing with a 12-tone row. So I'm just gonna have to be on my toes. Let's see how I do. I'm sorry, Roland. There were a lot of missed accidentals in there. That was my fault. I decided to take a little bit of a faster tempo because I don't know, it just felt like it needed that flow, or that's what I was just lent to doing. Um, but yeah, it was interesting. So sight reading this type of material, of course, is not nearly as predictable. I can't predict what's coming next as much. And I was sight reading actually a little too far ahead, because then I felt like at first, especially, I was running the risk of playing the wrong notes because I really had to stay more in the moment for this to be able to take in the accidentals that were in the score. So, Roland, I hope that was okay. Gives you at least an idea of how that would come across. And obviously, if one practiced it, it would be even better. So, there you go. All right. And thank you for contributing it, Roland. All right. Next on the list is two little pieces by Niels Gade, from his Aquarellen. And this is the Scherzo first. Scherzos always scare me, but it's short. So, and then the Kanzonette. So the Scherzo is in 6/8, E major. Kind of cross rhythms here. So I'm at the beginning, I'm making sure I understand rhythmically what's going on. Oh, it's not so bad. Just looked bad at first. That's why it's always good to look at these things before you start. Scalar passage. And then we've got a left hand 16th accompaniment. Ooh, it's a little tricky actually. And then 16th notes go back in the right hand. And then it looks quite repetitive. Then there's a little lick at the end, but very patterny. So it does look fun, which it should be because it's a scherzo, right? I'm not gonna go too crazy. Okay, I did it right the second time. And I didn't notice this as I was glancing at it before I started, but when you have this in the left hand, the right hand is still dividing the big beat into 3, whereas the left hand is dividing it into 2. So I hadn't noticed that cross rhythm. But the second time I did, so yay, Erica. I saw it coming again, and so I was really quickly trying to think about how I was going to do it. Okay. The Kanzonette. So this is number 3. It is in probably A minor, yes. And it's in 2/4. Allegretto con espressione. Oh, this looks nice. We do have some staccato stuff in here. What time is it? Oh, time is starting to get short. So I'm just going to go ahead and probably be brave and read it. It's only 2 pages long. So I do need to figure out a tempo. A lot of 16ths. One, two, one. So I have to figure out this rhythm at the beginning. One sec. Okay, it's a dotted rhythm. So that's always something that I try to figure out before I start, because that can be something that trips us all up, or trips me up. 1 and 2. Well, that was charming. I like that. And there are others in this set. So maybe if I have time at the end, I can look at some of those other ones. Okay, now I'm going to do another switcheroo simply because I want to make sure I get in one person's request. So we are going to now do the first thing that's on the list. At least, yeah, as I go back and put timestamps on this later, I'll correct the order of things on the program. So anyway, okay. So this is going to be Antonio Soler's Sonata number 73 in D major. Earlier on in an earlier episode, I did read another one of Soler's sonatas. So it was really lovely. And so here's another one that was requested. D major, again, I'm not going to take too much time. Tempo will be interesting. Allegro. I don't want it to be too stodgy. But it looks a little tricky too. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to be brave. 1, 2, 3. Again, a lot of little challenges in here in terms of getting up and down the keyboard. And I used way too much pedal. Sorry. I think I do that when I'm panicking. I'm sure some people can relate to that. Anyway, I tried to let up on it a little bit. So thank you. That was Frank that requested that. So hope that sort of was okay. All right, the last piece, I may regret this. I don't even know. I'm a little worried because of the title. So the next one is called Elfentanz. Oh, do I want to do this? Oh my gosh, I don't know. That looks really scary. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna save Elfentanz for next week because that just looks a little bit terrifying to me right now. So what I'm gonna do instead, because I have 4 minutes, is I'm gonna go ahead and read through another Solar Sonata, I think. Why not, right? Okay, I should just pick one, right? Oh my gosh, they look kind of different. Not so easy necessarily to read, I have to say. That one that was requested was probably like the most decent one. Okay. All right, we're gonna do F major. Here we go. I'm just gonna dive right in. This is Going Blind. I'm just gonna read. 1, 2, 3. All right, there we go. So another Solar Sonata, um, another one that gave me a little bit of a challenge. What was interesting is I think that this has been put in, I don't know exactly who published this, but it's a little strange to read. That's my excuse, and I'm going to stick with it. Anyway, it's just been an hour, so I think we're done for today. I want to thank you all for joining me as usual. Thank you, Roland, again for contributing your piece. And thank you, Louis, for your requests. So, yeah, so have a very good week. And I look forward to seeing you next Sunday for next Sunday's episode. Please do feel free to send me requests at any time. And